Welcome to the RSU5 Technology Night. Normally this is done at each school with the parents and students coming into the school. This year it will be a little bit different. The students will get all of this information at school. The parents, we are putting this information into this video, and if you have questions, please contact the Technology Director, Jim Grant, or your building principal directly for more information. Welcome, and if you have questions after, please make sure you reach out to us. Where did the computers come from? The 7th and 8th grade computers are owned by the state and loaned to the students of RSU5. The 6th grade computers and the high school computers are leased by RSU5 for our students directly from Apple. The school-issued laptops for grades 6 through 12 are used for a variety of different reasons that really do a great job of enhancing the education our kids are getting. Each school has different rules and expectations they have for their students. In general, students are expected to keep their laptops clean, safe, and use them for school-appropriate projects. During the day, the students should have their laptops with them. They are intended primarily for educational use only. At the middle school level, laptops will typically stay at school during vacations. This year, with the pandemic, laptops will be going home all weekends and all vacations. The issues that we see with kids on the laptops. For the younger kids in the middle school, we see them sometimes on social media sites that they are legally not allowed to be. Snapchat has an age of 14, and other social media sites have different minimum ages, and we do see students getting on them before they are legally allowed to, and typically that results in issues that neither the parents nor the school want to see the children involved in. We see students saying and sharing inappropriate things to each other. But the biggest thing is we see them misplacing them, forgetting them at home, and not charging them. Care of the computers is the biggest thing that we see on a regular basis. And we also will see some broken screens that come from the misplacing or leaving them in places they shouldn't be. Safety online. One of the things we talk to the kids about at school regularly, and we want to make sure the parents are aware, is that students should never be giving out their personal information online. A few years ago, we had an outside speaker come to our school, and here are some of the stats that she shared with us. That at that point in time, 100% of the chat rooms, she was saying, typically have a pedophile in them. She also reached out to 50 Freeport Middle School students via social media, and 49 of the 50 Freeport Middle School students at that point in time gave her their personal information and accepted them as a friend, even though they had no idea who this person was. Obviously, we went back and worked with those kids and our safety online program after that happened. That was about 8 years ago. You should know all of your kids' usernames and passwords. Anything that they have and they're doing on their phones or computers, you should have access to. If inappropriate activity does occur, please make sure you let the school and the police know. We want to deal with it. And please also remember that when the laptops go home, even though they are school computers, they are going into your house. You set all of the rules, and you are in charge of what your child can and can't do at home. Basics of the internet safety. Keeping the computer in a high traffic area of your house. You mean living room, dining room, kitchen. Establish limits for which online sites the kids may or may not visit and for how long. Knowing who your kids are connecting with, what they're doing for gaming, what they're doing for networking online. and continuing to have an a dialogue about the online safety with your kids is going to be the best thing you can do to help your kids in this online world. Cyberbullying is definitely and unfortunately something we do see with our students at all ages. This could be from rude emails to messages to very inappropriate comments to threatening. We do deal with it as soon as we become aware of it. If it's appropriate to share with the police and needed to, we will definitely do that. We would follow all of our policies as well that go with this. We just really ask you, if this does happen and you have information, please take a screenshot to get that to us. It makes it a lot easier for us to deal with it quickly and effectively. This is the data from our infraction cards where we keep track of the infractions that kids have done. And you can see the 6th grade is the grade that gets the laptops first, and you can see kind of how their infractions really drop down over time. And then you look at what the infractions were. 69% of them are responsibility. That means forgetting them, not leaving where they are, and other aspects of keeping track of and proper care of your laptops. And 31 was appropriate use. Tips for parents. Use the internet with your children. Teach your children never to give out the personal information. Never allow your children to have face-to-face meetings with online acquaintance. Establish clear ground rules for the internet use within your house. Tell your children not to respond to if they receive offensive or dangerous emails or chats, and take a screenshot and get that to us. The middle school laptops at Durham and Freeport Middle School both closed down between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. These are some of the things you may want to talk about as a family when the laptops come home. Where, when, and how long? Where are they allowed to use them? Are they allowed to use them in the bedroom, the bathroom, the dinner table, the family spaces? We find that most of the issues that get brought back to us when we ask the parent or the kid, where were they? I was in my bedroom by myself. We really recommend family spaces are the best for computers, especially for the younger students. When? Set clear time on how long they're allowed on screens and what they're allowed to do. This is a sample of a family technology contract that some families use to work with their kid on when they're allowed to use it, where they're allowed to use it, and for how long. Monitoring and safety. 2 in 5 teens tell their parents nothing about what they're doing online. 1 in 4 teenagers who have restrictions online can find a way around them. 44% of parents do not limit what their children do online. These are all things that parents really need to look into and make sure they're having good communication with their kids about what they're doing online and knowing what they're doing online. The Laptop Protection Program. The Laptop Protection Program would cover 80% of accidental damage if you elect to purchase it for your child, meaning that you would be in charge of 20% of the accidental damage. If it's damage that is not the fault of the child, then the warranty through Apple will pay for 100% of it, and there's no cost to parents whether you have the Laptop Protection Program or not. The Laptop Protection Program is simply for accidents that are the student's fault. The 2 big ones we see are dropped computers and the screen broke, and liquid spills because someone has spilled on the computers. And most of those are a full replacement. So we do definitely recommend the laptop protection to help you if there is a bill because of damage. And normally we have the sign-in on here at the end of the parent night. And now that is going to be different because it's going to be on the online form. Just please check off that you have watched the video. Thank you very much and have a safe start of the school year.